What is going on, guys? This is All Gaming with my review of No Game, No Life, episode 11. And this episode, for a simple game like this, where it's supposed to be all about love, this game right here, it was so freaking intense. And it actually got so freaking serious that I actually loved this game. It was amazing. Like, we got so much action out of this. It was incredible. And the game itself, it actually gave us this like rather unique opening. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but for some reason I was like definitely digging it. That opening right there, I actually liked it, and I know that if Sora saw that, he would have been freaking out because those right there are the kind of beasts that he was hoping to see. So I'm pretty sure that he would have definitely enjoyed that opening right there. But of course, the episode it starts off from last week where we have Sora and Shiro. They're of course freaking out because they think they are back in the real world. But once they actually hear the rules from Eno, and this right here, the virtual world that which is made for the game, we have Sora here who quickly snapped back to his senses. And he was actually, like getting pretty pissed off because obviously from his reaction, this brought some very bad memories, and so of course, he didn't like that. But now we have Shiro who was still kind of freaking out, but luckily we have Sora able to bring her back, and now they can actually play this game. And so we learn the rules, of course, and we see now that they have this like very unique gun. And apparently the rules of this game, they had to shoot all these girls because they were going to chase after them, but their main focus here was Izuna, while her main goal was like all of them. So obviously, this right here was going to be a very intense game, but I had no idea it would play out like this, and that right there, I loved it. Like, for a game like this that really shouldn't be that serious, we should got so much action out of it, like I said previously. But once the game started, we have Sora who started breaking it down some because we see that now that they know the rules, we have these girls that are now appearing, and right away Sora shoots one of them, and now that the girls were chasing them, they had to run. And so we actually learned that there's like this little meter where each shot actually consumes some of it, but if they hit a girl, then that right there will replenish that meter, and that way that they really came around the ammo. So that right there was good. But if those girls do get a hold of them, like we saw Steph, and poor Steph, I felt so bad for her because now her character had definitely become a joke, especially in this episode because she got treated so freaking badly. Like, you saw all these girls clinking onto her, and we see now that her meter was drained, and once that was gone, the girl left her alone because right there she could not fight anymore. And so now we have Sora asking a pretty good question about what would happen if they shoot each other. And as soon as Eno said that they'll be like each other, like little love slave, we have Shiro not wasting time, and she actually shot Sora, and that right there was like definitely messed up. But it was freaking hilarious, the way he was acting once he was shot. And not only that, we had Jubilee. She also gets involved, and she shoots Shiro. And we see Shiro now, like clinking on her, and she has her face in her chest, and that right there was hilarious because we never see the characters acting this way, and so seeing them out of their elements, that right there, was like pretty hilarious. And so now we have Steph appearing again, and of course she's upset, but Sora wastes no time, and he actually shoots her, and of course that right there makes her his love slave. But then he actually gets her to shoot herself because the bullets, they will actually bounce off any other surface if they don't hit somebody, and that right there made her love herself, and she was like loving her reflection in this machine, and that right there was like also pretty hilarious. But then they like basically abandon her while they continue to play the game. And so right away we see that Izuna, she was like going around, and she shot a few people, and we saw that they were all like shooting these random girls. But when it got to them, and I also want to point out that Sora here, this guy's like definitely perverted because he had shot one of these NPCs, and we saw that like half of her bottom kimono that was gone, and when he shot her now to get rid of her panties, that right there caused all of her to go away so he could not see what he really wanted to see, and that right there was like hilarious. But now we have Izuna. She was like going around, but eventually she like hit inside this building, and she could hear footsteps because we all know that the werbies, they have like these incredible ears. So she was hearing these footsteps, and she could tell that it was actually Shiro that was coming after her. But when Izuna did shoot, because obviously she thought that she could hit her. At first she thought she did, but then we kept hearing Shiro's footsteps, so obviously that didn't work. And so now we actually learn, like, we already knew that Blank, they are definitely the best when it comes to like every kind of game. But we also learned that they actually hold the world record for being the best first-person shooter player. But it's not Sora that has that record, it's actually Shiro. Because we all know she's a freaking genius, so her mind can pick up on anything, and she's able to tell, like what movements her opponents will make. And so obviously, because she could not hit Shino, Izana had to get out of there because Shiro was like definitely gonna hit her because she shot like multiple bullets. But luckily, like there was a window that was close by that Izana jumped out to to escape. But she wasn't that safe because we had Jubari who was like right on her tail. And we see now that they had like there's a pretty cool mid-air battle, and we see that when Sora actually shot from a distance, and he was in complete silence, Izana was like still able to dodge that, and that right there is when they like kind of get exposed. Because obviously there is no way that she should be able to like dodge that shot, and we actually learned that they are cheating because we see that Ino and Izana, they can actually communicate, and that right there is on clear grounds of cheating. And sadly enough, they cannot really expose that because it's supposed to be their so-called sixth sense. So obviously they can't really expose them for cheating like that because they would just think that it's one of their natural skills. But we saw that Shiro, she was kind of like burnt out a little bit, and she was exhausted. And now we have Ino, passing on their location because obviously they were like resting and trying to catch their breath, but they sadly could not get that chance as we saw Izana had quickly broke in there and chased them out. And now we see them kind of like in this park area where we have Shiro coming up with this plan, and obviously Sora can't do it, but we all know what Sora can do, Shiro can. So while she was thinking of this plan, we see now that she had made this like crazy long formula, and now we have Step appearing again, and we see that they kept shooting her till like all her clothes were gone except for her bra and panties, and Jubari like shot her one more time to make her love slave. And like I said, Steph here, I feel bad for her because I feel that her character could be, so much better. I don't know why they're like making such a fool or a joke out of her, because I believe that Steph really has potential. So I want to see her character shine because I feel that, she could be a very strong supporting character because we already know that she's definitely smart and helpful. So I don't know why they're like trying to make her like the comedy relief of the show because she can be somewhat better than that. But now we see that Izana, she actually came there because we have we have Shiro asking Sora if he believes in her, and then we have Izana, she has shot at them, and Shiro took the bullet, and now you would think that Shiro was on her side now because it did hit. At least that right there is what we saw. But now we have Jubari taking Sora out of there, and so now we have them like going away for a while because obviously they cannot take them on like 2v2 like that, especially after what happened to Shiro. So we have Sora here thinking about what to do, and he actually gets Jubari to distract Izana for a little bit because right now he has to deal with a way to like get Shiro back and to also deal with Izana so that way they can win. And so I thought at first that that they couldn't use magic, but it sure seemed like Jubari was using it because we saw that when her and Izana came face to face, you just saw like this purplish black energy coming off of her. And I thought that might be her magic. But now we see, Sora and Shiro, they were kind of going at it, and obviously Sora is not going to be Shiro. At least, like it's not likely that he'll beat her because we saw him, running while she was on the offensive, and eventually we find him on like the roof of this building, and obviously we have Sora here finally bringing his plan into action as we see Shiro shoots him, and of course he does the one thing that Shiro would never expect him to do, and that right there was to not dodge the bullets. He actually, just like walked right by them, and that right there, was pretty smart. But now we see that they are on the now they are falling from the roof because they do jump off, and we actually see that Izana did take care of Jubari, and now we have them falling, and we actually see what really happened. It wasn't that she really got shot, but she let her pennies take it, and now they're gone, of course. And we see that Sora, I'm not sure what he shot because it sure looked like that he shot Shiro, but I'm not sure what it is. But obviously now Shiro is the one that has the gun, and now we have Izana. Like throughout the episode, she was thinking about when was the time, like Sora asked her when was the last time she considered a game fun, and this right here, I believe, is the very first time she did so. And now we see that Shiro shot her, and we see Jubari was on her side because we saw her shoot at them. But now we have their bullets, ricocheting off of one another. And we see that, so now I believe that the one that's going back to Jubari, I believe that right there will like bring her back to the right side. But we see now that Izana, she like kind of like breaks her seal or something, and we see now that her magic is activating, and now we see her real side, her excitement. It is definitely coming out because she is having fun. And so I do wonder, like what will they do now? But I do believe that this right here could be on the ground of cheating because she is getting, like so much into it. She could be kind of like breaking the rules, but I'm not really sure. But like I said, this episode, it had a surprising amount of action in it. So personally, I would give this probably like a 9 out of 10 because like I said, the episode, I did enjoy it a lot. It's probably, it's definitely one of my favorite episodes. But of course, I would love to hear what you guys thought about this. But as always, please do not forget to like the video and subscribe because that really helps me out. But you guys take it easy, and I will see you all next time.